Good morning, Sweet World, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Monday, December 26th, 2022. Happy Boxing Day to all of our Canadian fans. Big box fans up in Canada. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the yard, and alongside me, thanks to the power of technology, is Tess Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is most likely for you. Most likely will be flipped into a pod. YouTube viewers, this is definitely for you.
Yes, that is the plan now. We were saying all last week, okay, on the 26th, we'll jump on stream. We'll maybe do a YouTube show. We won't flip it into a pod because no JD, no TK. Hell, we gave Jerome the day off. But then Jerome said, you know what? Record your files, send them to me. I'll step away from the family for 30 to 45 minutes, however long it takes them to try and flip in to a podcast. So
and I see him in the streams. I see Jerome in the streams already.
Oh, there you go.
In. So, yeah.
There you go.
And yesterday, the basketball made it easier, I think, to jump on today, Skeets.
What do you mean?
I think the quality of ball, just the excitement. I thought it was a good day. I thought it was just a good day.
I mean, it ended with a bang, that's for sure. It went into Boxing Day if you were on the East Coast. We're going to break it all down here. Shout out to the stream team joining us live on YouTube. Comment away, like away, subscribe if you haven't, share the show. We eclipsed 58,000 subs. Our goal now, 60K by All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City. When, hey, look, fingers crossed, we're hopefully doing a live show. Let's just speak that into existence. It's been a while since we did one of those. Chicago All-Star Weekend, in fact. 2020, is that right?
That's right.
It'll be 3 years if we can make one happen in Salt Lake City for All-Star Weekend. So, yeah, let's get to 60K. Send in your questions and comments to nodunks@theathletic.com. The plan here, very simple, bare bones. I'm trying to produce in the background here with my man Tass, but we're talking about all 5 Christmas Day games. And I thought, look, we could just jump on here, Tass, and just talk about them, give our takeaways and all that, and share some larfs. But I came up with a new system to sort of grade these, and I'm going to present it to everybody here on YouTube. It is the Christmas gift rating scale. So how does this work? Well, if you thought the game was brutal, that's a level 1. 1 being bad here, of course. That's basically like getting a lump of coal. Okay?
Not Cole Anthony.
No.
Actual
straight up coal in your stocking because Santa thought you were a bad, bad boy. Level 2, the game, you thought it was fine. Yeah, meh. Okay, it's still basketball, but nothing crazy. That to me is like getting clothes. It's like, especially like socks and underwear. It's like as a kid, you're like, oh, great. Thanks. I'll use them, but you don't want them. The 3rd level, good game. Just quality. I thought books as a gift as a child. It's like you want some cooler gifts, more toys, but if it's a book you like or something, it's not
books
bad. It's
higher than clothes. Oh,
yeah. Come on.
I don't know.
Socks and underwear?
Yeah.
As a kid, Tass Mellis was not pumped to get socks. I'm telling you right now.
No, but I've been wearing this Raptors sweater for literally 36 hours straight that I'm wearing right now. So
that's true.
I guess I've changed since I was a kid.
Level 4, very entertaining game. Okay. I thought that was like a video game because that's a solid gift, especially one you maybe want. And then the 5th level, the highest level when it comes to our Christmas gift rating scale, it's a classic, the game itself. And that to me is like a big ticket item, Tass. You always get excited when you would see the giant box that you couldn't even fit under the tree. Had to be just put to the side. We're talking bikes. We're talking giant doll houses. We're talking basketball nets, maybe. Just the big one. So that's level 5. Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah. I was part of wrapping a dollhouse for Christmas, and I was excited. So I hear what you're saying. The big ticket items. I would say, Skeets, looking at the list, I don't think, for me, we're going to even get down to the level of books, which is 3 out of 5.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure I agree with that, but I thought we could tackle the games in the order we saw them yesterday. So let's start with that 12 o'clock start. 12 o'clock start. Yeah, right. What was it? 12:08? Something like that. Not too bad. It wasn't too bad, I guess. But we're starting with Embiid and Harden helping the 76ers blow by the Knicks to win their 8th straight. So on the Christmas gift rating scale, what does Tass Mellis say? What level?
I'm going video games, and maybe it's low expectations going into a Knicks game, feeling like Well, here comes the dud of the day, because there's generally one dud. But just entertained, I guess, is the best way to put it. I guess because there was just a few things that were unexpected for me that happened. I mean, in the first half, seeing Joel Embiid being somewhat controlled by Mitchell Robinson. He had 16 at half, but basically half of those were at the line. And so the Knicks were giving themselves a great shot to win this game. They're up double digits, and Mitchell Robinson was pretty damn good in the way he was guarding Joel Embiid, giving him space, a lot of space. And Embiid wanted to drive, and then Mitchell Robinson would meet him at the rim. I was just entertained by that to start the game. And really what it comes down to is the fourth quarter, and we had the George Niang show. The GD George Niang gang. I won't go full GD. Can't say that on the day of Jesus, but this is George Niang getting plays essentially called for him when Harden and Embiid, you'd see them every single possession usually. Pick and roll. Here we go. But Embiid knew that George Niang was so hot. He was coming down the floor and literally pointing at Niang and said, you, sir, fourth quarter, Christmas Day, you come set the pick for James Harden. I'm going to go in the corner and be a three-point shooter. And the George Niang gang came through. My family that I was sitting around the TV with was saying, who is that?
That's the minivan.
The minivan. He was picking up everybody. The Niang gang was picking up everybody. He even got called for a carry. Really weird, for a discontinued dribble. But yeah, everybody in the room asking, who's that guy? George, you don't need to pronounce the S. It comes from the French roots, the Senegalese roots, George Niang. And I had the story in the holster ready to pull out if we went deep into the George Niang conversation that we called the D-League Showcase. We announced the intros, and George Niang was one of them, if you remember.
Wow.
He was one of the names. I know I'm going deep. But that dude, just getting the most out of his athletic ability, obviously getting the most out of his NBA career and banging home shots at the end. Yeah. Shout out to Rich Hoffman on The Athletic, who pointed out that literally coming down the floor, Joel Embiid said, I'm going in the corner. I don't care. And he got better in the second half. That's how good Joel Embiid is. He got better. But I just thought that the Knicks were doing a good job keeping me entertained, video game level entertained in the first half, really bouncing the ball around, passing up decent shots for incredible shots, the bench working together. But then Doc Rivers, who gets a lot of ridicule, went zone in the fourth quarter and kind of solved the Knicks shooting, and they couldn't hit a shot. So I was entertained, no doubt.
I'm going to go a level down from you. I hear what you're selling, but I'm buying what you're selling, I guess, but also hear it because now I'm going to buy it. I'm going level 3. I am going books category, but I'm like upgrading the books category to maybe a magazine subscription. Like I remember I once got a Sports Illustrated, a year subscription for Christmas. I was like, that's pretty nice. Good. That's not, I'm reading. I'm not playing video games. It's not something like a fun toy, but that's coming every month. And I was a huge sports fan. So that's where I'm going. Just a brutal fourth quarter for the Knicks, though. I mean, really entertaining up until that point. But then the Sixers went on like a 21-6 run. You said a lot of it, Niang, because the Knicks wisely, I guess, they were like trapping Harden and trying to get the ball out of his hands. And then he is playing at a level right now like that, MVP like Harden, where he's got the whole defense scrambling because he'll move the damn rock. And these guys, if they're hitting them, Niang, DeAnthony Melton, like they were knocking them down. So it just blew the game open. And then on top of that, Jalen Brunson, like a couple times you saw him like grabbing at his hip. He eventually leaves with the injury. I don't know what the extent is or if we have an update on how severe that injury is for Brunson, which would be brutal for New York moving forward if it's bad. But yeah, it was really, really fun up until they just blew the game open. And that zone defense, you said it there from the Sixers, it definitely slowed them down. I mean, 16 points in the fourth quarter. It was a smart call there from Doc. So fun game. Good start to the day, I thought. That's what you sort of want from your first one. And it's in Madison Square Garden, too. So the crowd was in it. And it never got like that run was huge, but it was still like they were hanging around just enough to keep your eyeballs on it. But 26th combined free throw attempts for Harden and Embiid, too. And you're always going to have that problem playing them. The way they're playing right now, too. Embiid's on a heater. Harden, obviously, since coming back after that one dud game in Houston, has been great. So you got your two superstars. Pair them with a solid defense and then guys that can shoot, you're going to win a lot of games. No wonder they've won 8 in a row.
Yeah, and Tyrese Maxey's still not there, but kind of an opportunity for Tobias Harris, who's been on fire, and yeah, D'Anthony Melton and the George Niang gang hitting 6 shots in this game to come out and just be ready to fire away. And I did feel bad. You mentioned Jalen Brunson going out of the game. He basically gave away the game against the Bulls on Friday night. He missed 2 free throws at the end to give DeMar a chance to hit the game winner, and DeMar hit it right in Quentin Grimes' eye. So I was happy that Brunson came out, was scorching, and was the Rock Christmas Day, a little coming out party. I'm sure most basketball fans know who he is, but for the casual fan, to have a nice 23-11 for him. But also on the other end, I had my family looking at James Harden saying, "Whoa, he's lost weight." I mean, he looks, whether you believe that the fat pictures in the off season that seemingly happen every off season or not, it's just that's his body type. But you mentioned like he looks like a guy who can get to the rim every time and not be blocked and get half a step on a defender, which didn't seem like that would happen last year.
Yeah,
So
he's got some explosiveness back.
Yeah, it looks like a different player. I do want to ask, because I did have it on mute at this point. I was actually sleeping with a baby during the first intermission or after the first quarter.
Okay.
So I had it on mute, but I saw PJ Tucker was interviewed instead of a coach. Did you see that?
Yes, that did happen. You're right.
It's like, that doesn't happen in basketball. What is this, a baseball game where they interviewing a player mid-game?
Yeah.
And I don't think that happened the rest of the day.
I don't remember it happening again.
But
we've seen that before this season. Who else got interviewed in one of those spots? Oh man, I'm gonna draw a blank on it. But yeah, I liked Redick on the call though. He was really solid. What did your family think of Harden's pregame and postgame outfit?
Honestly, I didn't see it until you pulled it up today. I hadn't seen it.
You hadn't seen this? Oh my god.
I hadn't seen this.
For those listening, if we do flip this into a podcast, it's very colorful. Just like the most colorful jacket you've ever seen on Harden. The bag is next level. I mean, what is that? Is it Louis Vuitton? I'm sure it is, but it has like these weird fake flowers on it. It's a look. It was a power look. Okay.
That does not look like a Louis bag with the fake flowers.
Oh, I know.
It looks like a fake Louis Vuitton, but good comments in here in the stream team about James Harden, that he looks like a Monsters Inc. cartoon character here from Ricardo Vero Rodriguez. That is a cartoon. I was thinking SpongeBob, like that sort of family of
Monsters Inc. Now I can't unsee that. Yeah, because he's furry. Looking like Sully there, dipped in tie-dye. I saw Daryl Morey tweeting after the game to really to rile up the Knicks fans. Tweeted that photo of Harden and just put Bing Bong. So Embiid, I just want to point out this. He is a monster on Christmas Day. I was looking it up. I'm like, this guy, every time he does play on Christmas Day, he puts up like these huge, huge games. He has scored 125 points on Christmas Day. He only played 4 times. That's it. So I was like, where does that rank? Like, he's obviously way behind guys like LeBron and Kobe, of course, that have played way more games on Christmas. But where does that rank in terms of guys that have only played 4 games? He's like 30 points clear of other guys, other stars that have played only 4 times on Christmas. Dominique Wilkins, Paul George, he's not maybe a superstar, but like Chris Middleton's only played 4 times, but he's like just lapping the field there. In fact, he's almost got the same amount of Christmas Day points as Giannis, and I think Giannis has played a game more than him. So wild stuff there from Embiid. Randall had a good game too, numbers wise for the Knicks, and it was close. It was fun until they just blew it open. Okay, our next game, I'm going to throw the scale back up. Just to remind everyone, if it's a brutal watch, that's Cole. Close. Good game, books. Very entertaining video games, and a classic big ticket items like your bikes and stuff like that. So our next game task is Luka and the Mavs topping the Lakers 124-115 to celebrate the Dirk statue, which we can get to in a second. But what do you think about the actual game? What level? What gift you giving it?
Yeah. Listen, I may have been drinking a little too much eggnog yesterday, which literally I was drinking eggnog. I made eggnog from one of our fans, Mark G, sent in a recipe. I made it. Phenomenal. So good.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm taking the whole package together, the whole package of Also, the statue. I felt good. I'm going video games. I'm going video games.
Video game. Wow. Okay.
Well, because the first half where LeBron looked like, vintage LeBron, 18 in the first half, and it looked like the Lakers had enough, question mark. I mean, the Mavs obviously were missing open shots, and then into the second half, celebrating the Mavs unveiling of the Dirk statue. I mean, that's what I was definitely talking about going into the third quarter. Then I started realizing, wow, this Mavs team just hitting everything. A 51-point third quarter for this team, and it was really, just the classic. Ping it around. As soon as Luka gets anywhere near the paint, he's obviously going to have a second body there, and they were really, really impressive. And I was just enjoying that. And then the moment of the day happened to that point when Luka faked out everybody.
Oh yeah.
He spun Westbrook, he spun Beverly, and then when he went past Beverly, the one time in particular where he grabbed the offensive rebound and he did the fake where everybody, Wendy and Gabriel got killed, started looking at the ball, and then he coming back down the floor because he knew he faked everybody out. He was doing looking around. So that was entertaining enough. We were watching the replays over and over and over again. I felt bad, obviously, for the Lakers running out a lineup. I shouldn't say feel bad. I don't feel bad for them, but I was interested in a lineup that was literally Austin Reeves as their center. That's a small forward.
Maybe LeBron really as their center.
No, but then they dropped LeBron too.
No, you're right.
And so it was him, Lonnie Walker, Westbrook, Beverly, and Schroeder. So what the heck is this? That's what Darvin Ham is going to try and get some offense going, but also he's kind of has his hand forced at times. And so I don't know, just enough intrigue for me, enough entertainment. Hillbilly Kobe in the first half was very entertaining. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know who Austin Reeves was, getting it going in the first half, but really a great performance from the Mavs without three great defenders.
Yeah.
How they handled the Lakers without Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Green, and Kleba's out for a long time. The green was weird on the court, but all in all, give me a video games.
I split this one up. I went first half. I agree with you. Level 4 video game, but not like the best video game. Maybe sort of like a subpar video game. I remember I got Mickey Mousecapade once for NES for Christmas. And I was like, what the hell is this? Why did you give me this? But it's still a video game. But the second half, I went level 2, close, like straight up socks, because you said it. This turned into a blowout because the Mavericks, who couldn't really hit a shot in the first half, in that third quarter, the 51 points. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 16 of his 26 in that huge third quarter. He went 4 of 5 from deep. The team went 9 of 13. They shot 72% overall. Outscored the Lakers 51-21 in the period, which is the highest scoring quarter on Christmas in NBA history and a league best this season. And it's just like the classic Mavs. When they get cooking from three-point territory, I mean, they're very, very difficult to beat. And the Lakers just couldn't keep up because we know they can't keep up from three like that. I also thought it was Christian Wood's best game as a Maverick. Which you want to see against this team in the Lakers, missing a lot of like bigs that can contribute. 30 points, 8 boards, 7 assists for Christian Wood. 4 steals and 2 blocks, and good timing on Wood's part, right? He's eligible for a 4-year, $77 million contract extension. That kicked in yesterday. If he wants to sign that, obviously with the Mavs trying to keep the big man, otherwise becomes an unrestricted free agent this summer because it's in the final year of his contract. So you think he knew that? Something tells me he might have, but really good game from him. But also, I love that Hubie Brown was on the call. I like that Mavericks retro blue-green court and city jersey. I'm a fan of that. We also had this. I mean, let's show everybody here on YouTube. We had this guy, Luka, showing up in full cowboy. I think Trey was tweeting me putting on all my Christmas gifts at once, which is so true. And pretty reminiscent of these Cowboys. Yeehaw, back in the TBJ days. There's Matty O dressed in all white, the all white cowboy. But similar vibes.
Bringing it.
But that was fun. And then you said it. Yeah, we had the statue, which a lot of people are saying greatest statue in sports. The Dirk one-legged fadeaway. I mean, look, I got no notes on this. That's bloody perfect.
It is. And during halftime, watching the NBA app, they did a whole thing about the sculptor discussing it. And so that was pretty neat. And just how huge it was. You got perspective when they had it as they were designing it beside, regular sized people.
It's
and
gigantic.
Dirk was there. It is huge.
Yeah.
To hear Holger Geschwinder, Dirk's longtime trainer, talk about it, that was all pretty neat. It was everybody getting into the spirit there. Luka dressed as a cowboy. I don't think I'd ever see that. I did not think I'd ever see that. But him and LeBron embracing each other there and all that, just gave me some good spirit there. I do agree. The Mavs green looks good. It does look good.
Yeah.
It's hard to I don't know. It's just hard to think of them as green though. So it kind of just throws me off.
They've had green sort of accents throughout.
Yeah.
Even back like the Kid and Jim Jackson and Mashburn days. They were green.
That's true.
Yeah, they tied in. I love it. One thing about that statue, just a little note about it. At the base of the statue, it reads, "Loyalty never fades away," which is a tribute to Dirk spending his entire career in Dallas. And he set the NBA record, 21 seasons with one franchise. But also, loyalty never fades away. If you add it up, is 21 letters, which is a nod to the 21 seasons with Dallas. Dirk said it was just a random coincidence, I guess.
Oh.
Was it? Yeah. Anyway, I like it.
That's cool. It's cool that they didn't force it upon us and say, "Hey, we did that on purpose," even though they did it on purpose.
Well, and the fade away, right?
Yeah.
Fading away.
Nice. Nice. Christian Wood has been big entering the starting lineup for them. They have to because even though Dwight Powell is promising,
very promising.
And Max Kleber is out, JaVale McGee just out of the rotation, their offseason signing. Christian Wood has to come up big, and he has been. Jason Kidd has been pressing the right buttons, that's for sure. And Wood, 38-7, as you mentioned, in his Christmas Day debut. There's only 3 other players to have those numbers in their Christmas Day debut.
Wow.
And those are big numbers.
Can I guess them? I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
Embiid? Maybe? No.
The statue is one. Surprise.
Oh, Dirk. Really?
Dirk, yeah.
Huh.
38-7 assists for Dirk. That's kind of surprising. And then a big man and a point guard known for his triple doubles.
So Kid. No,
way back.
Oscar Robertson or something? Yeah, okay.
And then a big man, very surprising to have 7 assists. Scoring, of course. He was probably the Christmas Day leader for a while. One of the greats.
Oh, well, either Kareem or
Kareem.
Wow, okay. There you go. Wow.
Big number.
Christian Wood on that list.
Yes.
That was Christmas debuts, is what you said. Yeah.
Christmas Day debuts.
I love it.
7. Only the 4th player in NBA history to go 35-5. So big numbers, yeah.
All right. Our next game here. Third game, some people start to get a little tired, but we had this one circled. Like this was the game that a lot of people were pumped up about. And in the end, it turned into a bit of a yawner because the Celtics crushed the Bucks. Tatum with 41, massive third quarter for him. Brown in the fourth quarter was money. They pushed back on Giannis, though there were some fireworks. Celtics win 139-118. What level does Tas Melis? What gift does he give it?
The eggnog has worn off. I can't even go video games level on this one. It was just too much of a blowout. So I'll go with the books, the level of books.
Okay, going with books.
A mid
good game.
3 out of 5. Obviously, Tatum was ridiculous, and it's hard. It's hard to even knock it down a level just because of what Tatum was doing out there and the dunk on Giannis in the first half, which it kind of peaked. The game to me sort of peaked then. I know Jaylen Brown finished it off in the fourth quarter. He had a great night in the first and the fourth quarters, and that was the debate going on around the couch, was that Tatum is unlike a lot of superstars in the NBA where he can allow another guy to sort of be the superstar. it got to that barbershop level in the living room where it was like,
Wow.
well, what can Tatum have another superstar beside him? Absolutely. And then Jaylen Brown did it in the fourth quarter to put the
Right.
Bucks away. And then there was the quick elbow from Giannis and Thanasis, who's always going to be there, stepping up for his bro. But that Tatum dunk was monstrous, and Tatum jumping ahead. If he already wasn't, this solidified him as the MVP frontrunner with what they did to the Milwaukee Bucks, because it felt like the Bucks were coming on. It was disappointing that Chris Middleton wasn't playing again, and I think that's the worry for them going forward. If they're just a little aged in the playoffs, a little too old, and won't be able to play every game. So that was a little disappointing, I think, which knocked it down a level. And then just the fact that it really was a blowout. It was phenomenal from those two dudes putting together that combined effort. The 41 from Tatum, and obviously,
what was it, 29
combined?
Yeah.
So it's 41 and 29. They did a great job of slowing Giannis. That's for sure. That was also disappointing of how they really just held him in check, even though his end box score is fine. It was good for Giannis, good for everybody, but still, they slowed him down.
I don't want to derail the conversation here, but you said Tatum front runner for MVP, or I thought you were going to say maybe this game bumped Tatum ahead of Giannis in terms of seating at the MVP table, or if you want to talk about the old MVP ladder. But then you just went straight to the top.
I went straight to the top.
Well, we're going to get to a guy that had a pretty damn good game on Christmas Day later. But
It's just the problem with the three-peat. Even though they are the Nugs are now the 1 seed in the West, it's not a 1 seed like the East is a 1 seed. But anyway,
it was awesome.
Game. It sucked. It was a blowout. That's frankly what it comes down to. But the Celtics showed you when they're locked in what they did to Durant in the playoffs last year, what they can do to the greats, especially if they can focus in on one guy like they did in the postseason with Giannis last year, who is still good in that playoff series. But it just sucks that there's no Chris Middleton in this game.
Yeah. I mean, that's a damper for sure. I went level 2, so I went clothes, but like maybe not socks or underwear, like something nice, like maybe like that sweater you're wearing, or even a jersey. Like some clothes can be good even when you're a kid. But it was Tatum season control in the third quarter. He plays really well if you check it too against other MVP candidates. He has some monster games this year against all these other guys sitting at the MVP table with him. But he had that 20-point third quarter. You said Brown in the fourth, closing the door. It was just crazy to see the Celtics, once again catch fire from deep, because over the last 2 weeks, that had left them. During their 1-5 stretch there, where they were losing a bunch of games, the Celtics had the worst offense in the league and were shooting something like 29% on open or wide open three-pointers. And this was after that incredible start to the season where they were the best offense we'd ever seen. So yesterday they make 8 threes in the first quarter, including that heave by Sam Hauser at the end. Finished 19 of 39 from deep. And, that's when they're almost unbeatable, in my opinion, when they are hitting threes at that clip. That's just nuts when you have a guy, especially Tatum, can take over a game. Brown can do his part, and then just a bunch of three-point shooting. But I also thought Jack Maloney of CBS TAS had a good point about how they approached once again playing Giannis. And he said that Sunday's game, like that Christmas Day game, it almost looked like game 8 of last year's second round series, because the Celtics' length and their physicality and just the depth of defenders that they can throw at Giannis to frustrate him a little bit. Final box score is fine, 27, 9, and 3, but he went 9 of 22 from the field. And he only made 2 shots in the paint. And that is the number one thing, right? He's not living inside there because they have the defenders and the game plan to keep him out as much as possible. So a good job. And it was eerily reminiscent of last year's second round series, and to the point even where Middleton's not playing.
Totally. Grant Williams said it's his favorite matchup by far in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they do. Grant Williams is not long, but he is obviously really physical and all the way down the line, including Tatum. Why I think he could be the MVP front runner. Just all those guys. There's so many of them to throw at him. I'm not really concerned about the Bucks, though. They have lost 3 in a row.
Mhm.
I know there's people chatting like Swish Rivera here saying the Bucks got smacked by the Nets and the Celtics. It's concerning. If there was another playmaker, if Chris Middleton was there, I think it'd be far different. And it's a road trip, and they are struggling. This is their first 3-game losing streak of the season, but Giannis looked good against the Nets. I think it's just a taxing time. If you take a step back and you look at the way Giannis is going into the lane over and over and over and over and over again, a lot. I think year over year compared to last year, he probably is a little bit more exhausted at this point of the season without Chris Middleton there. I think he is just playing ridiculously hard. That's what he does. And so I think it is a little bit taxing on the body, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. And the game against the Cavs before that, also part of this 3-game losing streak, also a very difficult team for the Bucks to match up against. I would like Giannis is one of the best, obviously, or the best, but there are good teams that match up with length, and Jared Allen and Evan Mobley front line is pretty damn good. Even Kevin Love came in and played well. So I'm not too concerned overall, but I think the same worries about them being a little bit older. Chris Middleton can't be healthy. That's obviously a huge concern. But overall, Giannis is still going to be amazing.
I agree with that, but I will say I think the Bucks, maybe their fans, they wouldn't be upset with some other team knocking out the Celtics in a playoff series, right? I think the Celtics are their number one most difficult matchup. I mean, they do make life. Again, he had like 40-point games in last year's series, but they make it tough, and they have a lot of defenders that you can keep them in check a little bit, or at least put up like that Stan Van Gundy effing wall. So, they're hoping. I think Bucks fans, a Cavs, a Sixers, whatever, can take care of the Celtics if possible for them, because it would be another hell of a series, I imagine, if the Bucks Celtics fully healthy went head to head. But man, it's not easy. They make it very difficult when they play that way, especially when they hit the threes.
Yeah, and Al Horford, as I said, Grant Williams, loves that matchup coming off the bench. He came off the bench with Robert Williams. So those two guys came off the bench, and they allowed Al Horford to sort of be the primary guy at the rim to start. Right. And he's just so smart. And I did find it interesting that they bring Robert Williams off the bench with all that length. Was that just he's not in complete shape quite yet? Let's bring him off the bench. Or was it a Horford is just so damn good, and we were so good in the postseason last year with it? I don't know. They've got so many good options. Really, that's the number one team. Even though I'm a Cavs fan, and the Sixers and Embiid would be a very fun for Giannis versus Embiid. The Celtics just have so much length.
All right, our fourth game. Here's the Christmas gift rating scale again for everybody on YouTube. It is the Grizzlies and Warriors game at 8 p.m. Eastern. No Curry, of course, but Jordan Poole scores 32. Warriors beat the Grizz pretty handedly, though. There was some trash talking going on, Tass. A lot of technicals. These teams maybe forming a little bit of a rivalry here. But is it a rivalry if the other teams never won a title or even really gone all that deep? Who knows? What level do you give this one of the Warriors taking care of the Grizzlies?
Video games.
Okay.
Because we like to pretend that we should be in the NBA league office scheduling Christmas Day, and that's why we're not doing it, Skeets. A result like this one, because I thought it was really good, and we were obviously very worried without Steph being in the lineup, no Wiggins as well, that the Warriors would be taken down by this team that really wants to knock them off. We were super excited for when it was on the Christmas Day schedule back in the summer. Okay, perfect. They met in the playoffs. The Grizzlies are coming for the Warriors spot. And then disappointing. It's a roller coaster, a dip when Steph is not part of the game. And then what a performance, though. I have it up at that video game level just because this was an upset, even though the Warriors were at home.
Even though they're defending champions now.
Yeah. I mean, their best player, maybe their second most important player in Wiggins not being there. And you're getting performances from guys on two-way contracts. Ty Jerome, 6 straight points, really important, 14 off the bench for them. They're young guys, played really, really well off the bench in the 3 draft picks that are coming in Kuminga, and Moses Moody hit a big 3 in the 4th. when Jordan Poole was ejected from the basketball game and they needed somebody to step up, they had 10 minutes of no Steph, no Jordan Poole, no Andrew Wiggins, and they were still able to hang on. And James Wiseman, 8 minutes, scoreless basketball, very good minutes. He was really good defensively. He was just so good. He was just doing what they asked him to do, and they bumped up the lead. Those starters, even though they're thin, the bench players bumped up the lead when the starters sat. And the two things that stick out to me, Jaren Jackson Jr. got into foul trouble, and into the second half, it was the first play of the second half, I do think, where 3 fouls for Jaren Jackson Jr. He comes out, Draymond Green is doing a standard dribble handoff, it looks like, but he saw Jaren Jackson Jr. reach out, and the vet went right into that arm and got the 4th foul on Jaren Jackson Jr. He throws up the 4 to the Grizzlies bench. What are you going to do? 4th foul. That was pretty cool. The young athletic dudes going up against the wise old vets, the wily old vets. And forget about the wily old vets. Jordan Poole is phenomenal to watch. I know it was fun watching Tatum and Giannis and Luka, and we'll get to the Joker, obviously, even the Aaron Gordon jam, but Jordan Poole's kind of one of a kind. He's different than Steph, I think. It's just the way that the back cuts, the floaters, the mid-rangers, the step-back threes, he's just got that flair, and that was really fun. His performance was great.
I'm going to knock it down another level here.
I'm
going level 3. I'm going books, but maybe like a choose your own adventure or something like that. Those were fun back in the day. It was like 10 books in one. But the officiating was rough in this game. I mean, it was, I know Grizzlies fans were livid with the call they were getting. And like you said, they got the officials a couple times on a couple. Oh, really? Oh, that's a tough one. Jaren Jackson Jr. not playing a lot in this game, like being plagued with foul trouble, I thought like completely changed the game. We know how important he is to that team. He only had 11 points, 2 blocks in 21 minutes because he couldn't stay out there. But, it's a level 3 because it was spicy. You had Poole going off. You had, for all the talk about Kuminga and Moody and Wiseman, like the young guys, it was Dante DiVincenzo, who's playing really well for them with 19 points, hitting 5 threes. And you already said Ty Jerome, 6 of 9 from the field. So it was those guys really helping out Clay and Draymond, like hilarious Draymond Green line in this one. Great defense and not a lot of scoring, but doing everything else, playmaking and rebounding and stuff like that. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun game. We had Poole getting tossed. We had Clay talking shit back to Dylan Brooks, getting the taunting tech on that one. I do like that there's some animosity between these two teams. The Warrior side of things think you haven't won anything. Why do you keep talking? And then the young Grizzlies are like, we're coming for you. This is our MO. We play with this bravado. We talk a lot of shit. So that makes for a fun matchup. I mean, Draymond staring at John Morant and all that after the block and stuff. It was good. It was a level 3. Wasn't the best game of the day, but definitely not a dud. Nobody getting coal here yet. That's good.
Yeah, the couple disappointing things on the Grizzlies side. Obviously, there was the John Morant line earlier in the week about not being afraid of anyone in the West, not being concerned with anyone in the West. Right. And then he did his part. Really, the disappointing part was, besides his 36, Desmond Bane was ice cold. 0 for 7 from 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. is supposed to be the other guy. Couldn't play a lot. The Warriors obviously know that really helps them out. They, as much as we say they are a 3-point shooting team, and they absolutely are, they like getting in the lane. And they knew that Jaren Jackson Jr. getting him out of the game. He is unfortunately a bit foul prone in this. He's thinking about that right now, I'm sure. Just getting in foul trouble, because you're totally right. That changed the game. And last thing, I kind of wanted Ja to win on the day that his new shoes were announced.
Those are nice.
The Nike Ja 1. I
like the look of those. I mean, they're very Kobe-like, but they're very nice. Big fan of them. I forgot to grab a photo of them for everybody here on YouTube, but I like them. Ja Morant ones. Yeah,
I like them too.
He had a good game. At least he had a good game in his new shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I got a little trivia question for you. I don't know if you heard me on the NBA Athletic show. I made an appearance. I did a little trivia against Andrew Schlecht. But, okay, you didn't. That's good.
No, I did not.
Well, The Grizzlies, I think I have this right. The Grizzlies are one of 3 teams that have never won on Christmas Day. Do you know the other 2 teams?
So have they?
I'm saying this slowly because I think I'm right. Okay, so one of the other teams is 0 for 2 on Christmas Day games, and the other team hasn't played. Do you know the team that hasn't played yet?
It's Charlotte.
Charlotte Hornets. Okay, so they're 0-0, so they never won, of course, because they never played. Grizzlies are now 0-1 because that was their first ever Christmas Day game. Do you know the other team, Tess? And I got it right when I was doing the trivia on the podcast.
Is it Toronto Raptors?
It is the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, only twice have they ever played, and they have not won a game on Christmas Day there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they only had one game post-championship.
They played the Celtics, and Jaylen Brown kicked their ass in that one, and then they had one in the Vince era. I don't know I can't remember who they played. Was it the Knicks?
The Knicks.
Yeah, it feels like that too. Yeah, there you go.
Makes sense. All right,
there you go. So we think that's right. So you can fact check me if you really want to. All right, final game. Again, here's the scale. I mean, are we going to get a level 5, a big ticket item? Let's find out. Tass Mellis, the Joker, Jokic and the Nuggets outlast the Suns 128-125 in overtime, though I will add Booker injured again pretty early in this game. What level, what gift does Tass Mellis give this nightcap?
Oh, this is the big ticket item package underneath the tree. This is the combination of video games and what you need video games to play. Or to play video games. It's a video game system.
Oh, you're going huge system.
Package.
Wow.
Yeah, very monstrous nice. Package. Doesn't get much better than that. The Nuggets look like there's a chance that they could run away with this game with Devin Booker leaving 4 minutes in, the groin injury. God, that's worrisome for the Phoenix Suns. But come on, with Landry Shamet taking on the Devin Booker role and dropping 31 with Booker down and getting performances from everybody. Damian Lee was big. Josh Okogie, even his minutes, Biyombo, they just came together along with Ayton, who was really, really solid, 22 and 16. A phenomenal performance for the Suns to take it right into overtime. A little disappointing, I think, that the Nuggets didn't put it away. If you want to be from, if you want to look at it with a critiquing eye, but at the same time, I was excited. We got an overtime game to end it. Actually, I went to bed. 4 games.
So did I. I watched this morning.
Yeah. I woke up in the middle of the night. I woke up at 3:45, I think. And I couldn't fall back asleep. Just going to do it right now. I opened the NBA app.
Okay.
At 3:45, I'm in bed. And the stream had not ended. That's how long this game was. Like, they still had it going. Like, the game was over.
That's weird. Yeah, they forgot to turn it off.
Yeah. But I guess they're still editing. I think because what I watch usually is the all possessions recap. It's 42 minutes, cut off the 6 minutes of guys bringing up the ball. And that hadn't been edited to that point. So I'd come back in the app 15 minutes later. It was good to go.
Wow.
I just watched. Yeah, because it was a long one. And to culminate with Aaron Gordon's jam.
Wow.
That was cool. He got the runway. I mean, he had a beautiful alley-oop earlier in the game.
He had 3 great dunks in this game. He had the one where he caught the reversed alley-oop off like the slob, the sidelines out of bounds play. Then he had that huge oop he threw down, like you said. Was it KCP threw it like way too high, threw it to the mountaintops. He went and got it. And then, of course, the dunk, fast break dunk in overtime. Originally called a charge. My God, banned the charge block. And they looked at it and said, no. He just soared over this guy, over Shamet, and nearly killed him when he landed on him, I thought. But they counted it, so that was a dunk. 3 amazing dunks from this guy.
Yeah, kudos to the stream team coming through with the stat that I'm going to confirm is correct because so many people are saying the same stat. 7 dunks overall for Aaron Gordon on Christmas Day. Culminating with that one, obviously, on Landry Shamet, who I hate the charge block call on dunk situations like that, but that guy stepped in on Aaron Gordon going full steam from half court. And for him, I mean, I was just watching that for him just to take the knees in the chest and Aaron Gordon avoided it and, went to the side and Shamet, took the brunt of it. We kind of leaned in to try and get the call at a key time, but nice that it was overturned, and a great game for Aaron Gordon. Are we talking about the MVP race? Aaron Gordon playing the best basketball of his career. Would not be upset if he's named an All-Star, as the Nuggets propel themselves here to the 1 seed. They've just steadily got themselves there. And now that Michael Porter Jr. is back, so the scoring should be there. Jamal Murray should be coming along. KCP had a good game, even though they are a little thin off the bench. They only played 9 guys, essentially 8.5 guys in this game. Their starters are still good enough. They still have one of the best starting units. It's the 5-man lineup that I mentioned there is 4th best in the NBA. Only the Warriors, Celtics, and Bucks have better 5-man units. So they are tough to deal with. And Michael Porter Jr. Coming back, should strengthen them. Maybe not defensively all the time, but Aaron Gordon just coming out of the gate, man, playing great defense. He's just so important to this team. But a great game. You got to go top of the charts with this.
Even Scrooge Skeets has to give this a level 5. Christmas Day classic, especially being the nightcap, even though I watched it in the morning. The big ticket item for me, a basketball net was great. If you got the giant dollhouse, if you got like a video game system, maybe not the biggest of boxes, but still an awesome gift. How about the GT Snow Racer, Tess?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh man, wasn't that a beauty gift? Remember the GT Snow Racer? It's like that hard plastic seat with that one like ski at the front of it. You could just rip down those hills in Canada, go off ramps and just destroy your ass when you would like smack into the seats. Those would always get broken too, like the one ski on the front. Oh man, I don't know. They still make those legal?
Yeah. We saw some friends got their kids the GT Snow Racers.
Oh,
yeah, baby, they're still alive. They're still kicking. Yeah,
I love it. But we've gone this long without saying Jokic's line here too in this game. I mean, AG awesome. Murray had a big dunk to even get us into overtime, but Jokic had 41 points, 15 boards, and 15 assists. Every single possession goes through this guy. It's only the 4th 40-point, 15 rebound, 15 assist game in NBA history. Forget Christmas Day history. Oscar Robertson did it twice in the 60s, and James Harden did it in 2016. Now Jokic has done it. We remember we were like wondering coming into these Christmas Day games on Friday's Drop Podcast, like, if Jokic has another one of these like Wilt-like monster lines and they win, maybe it's a close game. Like, is the support there for a back-to-back MVP? Will he be in the middle of the MVP table? And will some other people get on board? I know other people are already saying, yeah, he absolutely is the front runner right now. But will other people? Tough to argue, man. Being the number 1 seed in the West and these stupid stat lines. I mean, if they're there at the end, if they're a 55 to 60 win team and they're number 1, I'm not sure how he can't win it. I honestly don't see how you couldn't give it to him.
I would not be mad if Nikola Jokic, being the centerpiece for that team, being as banged up as they were to start the season, and that includes Jamal Murray coming back, and for him to propel this team to the 1 seed, it is definitely theirs to lose at the top of the Western Conference. That 1 seed is theirs to lose. They should, after dealing with all these injuries, be up there. And if Jokic is up there, that is a bit of a different narrative. The fact that they would win the 1 seed would be different than his previous MVP runs, where he was the 6th seed last season. So there's that. I will say the Celtics should have a pretty good gap between them and the Nuggets if they keep this up, because the West is just so jam-packed. It's not a huge gap, but it's a gap. I think can be part of the Tatum narrative, where they've got the best record in the NBA. And I think it will go to a 1 seed this year, whether it's the Nuggets or the Celtics. Okay. I think we're going to swing back from, just like what happened with Westbrook. The same thing happened when Harden got it the next year with the Rockets. It went from 6 to 1, I guess the seeds were, if I'm correct, from 6-seeded Thunder to the 1-seed Rockets. It'll go from the 6-seeded Nuggets to either the 1-seeded Nuggets or the 1-seeded Celtics. But dude is so fun to watch. I know we always say it, but the athleticism is there. He looks as fast as he's ever looked, and the way he gets into sets, and he's obviously looks as good as he's ever looked pregame with the suits that he's rocking every single
it's all
night.
business time, baby.
It looks great. He's wearing the sort of those hot flowers. I don't know what else to call it, but like the red, the red and black suit. It's not like I don't know what even to call it. You know it when you see it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what to call it either. We need Trey Kirby to help us out with that.
It's not a Baroque. I don't know what the hell it's called, but anyway, it's beautiful.
Anyway, Monster line from the Big Honey. Is he your MVP frontrunner right now? Is it Tatum? Is it Giannis? Is it KD, I guess? Is it Embiid, for crying out loud? It's crowded at the table. Let us know here in the stream team. But that's your Christmas Day recap. So, I mean, in the end, Tass Mellis you were handing out video games and big ticket items left and right. Really no duds, according to you.
No duds.
Which was good. I was a little harsher on my grading scale, but I'm not going to push back that much. I was entertained for a good chunk of the day, even then when I started getting super tired at the end. I knew I couldn't fully invest into the Suns Nuggets. So I was like, it's better off if I go to bed and really engage with it in the morning. And I was happy I did, because it was a freaking banger. Yeah. All right, well, let's call it there. Simple as that, guys. Like I said, our guy Jerome, going to try and flip this into a podcast. So hello to everybody listening. Leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. How many other NBA podcasts are coming at you on Boxing Day in Canada? I know we're not in Canada, but I mean, it's some people in Canada think Boxing Day is the number one holiday above Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Canada's Day. I mean, Boxing Day. We love boxes. Everyone, you go around, you give your boxes to everybody, your favorite box. That's all you do. And then you sometimes throw on some gloves and kick the shit out of each other. It's a lot of fun in Canada. So happy Boxing Day to everybody in Canada. Thanks for joining us on the stream team. We love to see it. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get to 60K by SLC. Lots of games on tonight. Enjoy the basketball. So here's the plan for us. We're taking the rest of the week off. Are you going to Alabama? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Did I see that right in the calendar? I was like, what?
Damn right. Felt good.
What's happening there, man?
Felt great to throw in Tass off bracket Alabama.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Going to the Rocket Center. We love rockets around here.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah,
hey, make sure you drive the right way. Do you want me to come with you so I can make sure you get there?
No, it's one road. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's our favorite road. It's 20, right?
Well, that's what some say.
It's 20 west, we think.
Anyway, let's take the week off.
Yeah, we're taking the week off. Look, if something crazy happens, if James Harden decides he wants to go back to the Houston Rockets and somehow makes his way there, look, we'll jump on. I'll jump on. I'm not going up to Canada or anything. I'll be here in Atlanta. But unless something crazy happens, that's it for the rest of the week for No Dunks. We'll have some fun YouTube shorts that we're going to be dropping all week long. So make sure you go check those out. But we'll be back with the whole crew, actually, in theory, back in the Classic Factory on Monday, January 2nd. I think JD will be back from Europe. Pretty sure TK will be back from Chicago. And of course, we'll be here in the South, all together in the Classic Factory.
Yeah, and we drop in some social videos this week. Some good social videos every single day this week. So check out every single platform where we make our magic. TikTok, Instagrams, on YouTube with our YouTube shorts, on Twitter, obviously. So
yeah. Follow No Dunks across all the social media platforms, and we'll drop some fun little videos for you all week long. All right, let's call it there. Tassie, great to see you. How was your Christmas, by the way? What was the big ticket item for you yesterday? What'd you get? Anything?
No.
You didn't get any? Dad doesn't get anything?
Did I get anything?
Yeah.
Hold on. You tell me what you got first before I try and recall.
I'll tell you what I got. I got some clothes, which was some nice, like Columbia sort of like, pullover sort of zip up sweater type things.
Some outerwear.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some hiking here in the coming New Year, so I need some layers. So I got that. I got a new wallet. That was big. Not sure how I feel about it though. You get so used to your wallet, the size of it, the feel of it. and then you pivot to a new one. I feel like it takes weeks or months to realize this is my wallet. This is my new wallet. So I got that, and there were a couple other things, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. No, I got nothing actually, but congrats on the wallet.
You got nothing. I don't believe you got nothing.
I'm like 99% sure because I definitely didn't open anything yesterday. I may have got like a pre-Christmas gift last week that is obviously not that memorable, but
wow,
yeah,
I'm gonna get you something. I'm gonna show up on Monday, January 2nd, with something for you. Okay.
Go to Bucky's for me, which is the.
Oh, you're the one going to Bama. Why would I go?
Know. Well, yeah. I'm not going. Unfortunately, I'm not going in that direction. So, yeah. So it's a gas station, the biggest gas stations in America, but they have good food and they have good snacks. It's just, it's just, come on, a nice chop sandwich. That's a great sandwich.
Those were tasty. Yeah.
It's just like when you're obviously it's like a mirage in the desert when you're on a road trip and everything is kind of bland and you see a Bucky's. It's better than it feels like better than what it is, but still I'll take anything from a Bucky's. But
okay, you're telling okay, so I got to get you something from Bucky's.
Go for a ride.
You want some beaver nuggets is what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, look, we sometimes put the PO box, our address for No Dunks, in the comments underneath the video. So maybe send Tas Mellis a belated Christmas gift.
Here's my Christmas gift. Actually, Jerome put this together. We're showing you on YouTube my game rating based on my eggnog level. So my eggnog level was a 2 out of 5 for Sixers Knicks, but my game rating was a 4. My eggnog level was a 5 during Lakers Mavs. That is accurate.
A little tipsy. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Game rating was a 4, and then the eggnog started to dry out. I didn't make enough in the Bucks.
Oh, is that what happened?
Oh yeah, the eggnog is done. I got to make a video thanking Mark.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was very good. It was a little too thick.
Okay.
But that's my fault. It was more of a custard. Got to be honest. And then because that's my fault. It was also my wife's fault. But anyway, because she was overseeing the process. She told me to put it back. I took it off the heat. She said, "Well, put it back on," and then it evaporated a bit, so it was a little thick. So thanks, Jerome. Anyway, my last ratings. I'm so positive. No eggnog in the system. Grizzlies and Warriors, 4 out of 5, and then Suns Nuggets, 5 out of 5.
Oh, this guy, you were positive Pete there yesterday. I'd love to see it.
Come on, one of the best Christmas days, I think, front to back. It's hard to really.
It's tough to remember, but it feels like of recent ones, yes. I don't know. Are we just prisoners of the moment? I don't know. There are usually some duds, though. You're right, and at least even the ones that were blowouts yesterday, they were like close enough for a good chunk of the game, or they hated each other, so there were some spice levels. Yeah, and there was big plays, no doubt. We had some massive dunks yesterday, so yeah, you're probably right. I also was reminded, I don't know why, maybe when you were saying the eggnog, I did get some ice molds yesterday.
Oh,
I was pumped. I got this one ice mold task. It's like I usually don't care about this stuff all this much, but I like a whiskey late at night, right? Throw it on the rocks. It looks like a high-end cocktail ice. Like it's like a prism. You put it in the mold, pop it out. It's like, whoo, it's beautiful. Looks so expensive. Makes your whiskey taste better.
But it just costs the price of water.
Well, the price of the mold, I would say, but
that's a good
the water's free. Or is it? I don't know.
Yeah, you pay for it, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I felt like my buddy Grish getting pumped about ice. That guy loves ice more than anybody. That guy loves Cam Reddish and ice more than anybody. Shout out to Grish. All right, let's call it there. Clipper Bro.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, loyalty never fades away. Unless it fades away, but they needed a saying for the statue. So loyalty never fades away for Dirk, no doubt, and hopefully for the Mavs fans, for Luka as well.
Guys, we'll see you on January 2nd, back from the Classic Factory. Happy New Year, and embrace the day, people.
You could stay.